Hello, and welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint things, miniatures mostly, models sometimes, a little bit. Well, I guess that would technically be a miniature, sculptures or whatever you want to call them. Because I don't paint anything. I don't paint anything life size on this show. I can paint things that are that big and have in the past. It's a long time since I painted something that big, though. Listen, y'all, painting something that's the size of like real life. That's a lot. Oh, I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little sore. We did a lot of gardening yesterday, and I mean a lot of gardening yesterday. Um, I it's huge. Like it's it's big. I'm not sure how many plants I put out there total. I went a little crazy buying plants. So yeah, it's crazy. I got cucumbers and squash and zucchini, and I've got green beans. I got like probably 7, 8 different varieties of peppers. And then I've got 3 or 4 different varieties of tomatoes. We eat a lot of tomatoes around here. Everybody likes tomatoes. So, yeah. So it was a lot. I got a cultivator and I ran that thing yesterday. I don't know if you've ever run like a walk behind cultivator, but it's it's like fighting over the last piece of cake with 2 really burly gentlemen. You're wrestling it pretty good. It's a lot of so. Anyway, I'm really tired. I'm gonna be going slow today. I know it. I apologize. Hopefully, I'm gonna be funny since when I'm tired, sometimes I'm pretty funny. Um, it just kind of depends. Probably depends on if people say something or not. I may be too tired to keep up with my own jokes. But if people give me a lead in, I can usually make a joke. But let's go ahead and see what I can get done. Woo wee! I've definitely been drinking coffee. I'm like, man, sweet bean juice of the gods. Oh, welcome to all the new subscribers. We got several new subscribers over the weekend. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. Most people just watch my shorts, which is great. I think that's cool. Um, some people are a little bit more interested in like the how-to, but most people are just like, oh, that's cool. I want to watch it. Which I think that's what we do art for. Really, is for people to see it and say, ooh, ah, ooh. That's the point. If you're not doing it for that reason, I mean, you're missing like, at least partly, you're missing a little bit of the fun, or at least some of the fun you can have with art. Everybody's kind of got, art is really about expressing yourself, but it is fun when you can express yourself and have people enjoy what you did. And no matter how that comes to be, there's just something thrilling about when somebody enjoys what you put up. And obviously mine, people like that Manicore enough to watch it a lot. It's I think it's hit my biggest video yet. So it's at like 1,500 plus. Just wild. Like it really makes me smile a little bit. So I like it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anywho's, put all those over there. That can come up here. That can go right there. Alrighty, so that a little bit further up. We were in the midst of messing with this. This gal, little girl. She looks better when you don't look at her straight in her face. She looks all weird, like straight in her face. But when you're looking at her from, I guess you're not. This isn't straight in her face. I'm looking like way down on her face. or what? Upper nose almost. Looks a little weird. Oof. I'm feeling a little funky. Alright, it's real thin. I kind of want to do it real thin. Right there. That might even be still a little too much pigment. Hello, Mr. McBeardsly. Sir Esquire. How was your weekend, my friend? There we go. Tone down just a little bit. Not much. Okay, I need a little bit of white. Just slightly underneath all of this. Really careful. I wanted that nice pretty yellow underneath, but really need this to be, because, you know, she wouldn't have like pure white. So, not an adventure. It most likely would be made out of like a linen or whatever. And her ruffles, these should be pretty clean. Hard to get to. Very carefully. Gotta breathe. It seems like one attaches in one place and the other attaches in a complete other place. Doesn't make any sense. It's got these little details. Weekend was good. Took girl over to get new ear piercings. Yeah, that's fun. Both got new piercings. Right on. D&D. Cowan. Hello, Valkyrie. Mother stopped by Saturday night. Then her dad came. Hey, you guys had a busy weekend too. How are you today, Valkyrie? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Really just kind of touching the edges of these. There's plenty of shadow on there. Leave it alone. Oh, you know, doing all right. Pretty really sore. I did a lot of gardening yesterday I was running a cultivator or tiller, whichever term you prefer to use. It's always weird. They always sell them under different names, but it's, tills up the earth, which is like, it's like I said this in the opening. It's like wrestling two burly guys for the last slice of cake. It's a lot of fun, but you gotta hold on to that thing because it's. Oh man, yeah, you better get on it. We're time's wasting in Oklahoma. But thank you, friend. Thank you. She's got a long way to go. This little model's got so many crazy details. It's gonna be a lot of fun to figure it all out. I still haven't figured out exactly what these are. It doesn't make sense for it to be a bunch of buckles. So like these little individual things. Let's see if I can get up there. It's hard to see them in the camera because they're so tiny. But they can't just be buckles. They look like buckles, but that can't be it. They gotta be something else. Oh, and here's the next thing we're gonna paint. I haven't gotten the wing done yet, but I have a baby dragon. I don't know if I showed this yet. I don't think it was done printing last week, but it might be. He's adorable, or she, in there. Whichever one you want it to be, I guess. It's adorable. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, glad that didn't break. But yeah, she's gonna look great. I mean, it could look nice as decoration, but I'm wondering if we can't make them like, if I could make it look like throwing knives or something like that, because that'd be fun too. Then she would be like way decked out. She's already rocking it. She's got a druid staff and a sword, like a big old Glamdring sword too, man. But I don't know. If not, we will definitely turn them into buckles. It'll look good against the green. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I might have to get out a magnifying glass or something. I'm thinking about buying some of those jeweler's glasses that have the magnification built into it, so like sits over your. It's like a little set of goggles or something, it sits over your eyes. Tesla's about to go through the toilet again. Yikes. My phone's always buzzing with stock stuff. I don't actually own any stock in Tesla, but I follow it just because it affects the market. So, well, it used to. That's. Yeah, small. It's hard. Like when the smaller things get, the harder it is to tell it. Yeah, for the little itty bitty ones, because you can't hardly see what it is at first. Like even to begin with, if you don't have like I have like a magnifying glass you can hold, but even with that, like I looked at it and it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell what it is. But it looks like, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of like, man, I don't know. It does. It looks like a bunch of buckles. It look. I can't. I don't know if we can get it to magnify on here. It'd be fun if we could. Ooh, it's dirty. I need to clean it. Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't work. But anyway, they look like buckles. And we could paint them buckles. We got a long way to go to get there to make a decision. But some of these details are so tiny that, like, painting them with the naked eye is very difficult. I think the big time pros, I think they all use those magnifying glasses, the jeweler's glasses. I can check out, like, Sergio Calvo. Like, he's really good. His stuff's like amazing. I'm pretty sure he uses the magnifiers. Don't you dare come back here and ask to go outside right now. I swear to God, dog. Papa. He's a mess. I swear she waits till I get started. She's like, no, go outside. She was just outside. So just in case anybody thinks I'm like me, my dog, I'm totally fine. I spoil that dog a lot. She's one of the favorite people in this house. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go let this dog out real quick. Oh, she's getting old, so you know I don't want to. You know I don't want to make her have to. Yeah, I'm a nice guy. I can't help it. I love my animals. They're all a lot of fun. Man. So yeah, we got all the, well, not all the peppers in the ground. Oof. But we got almost everything else we wanted to grow this year in the ground, except for the lemongrass. I got to figure out exactly where I want the lemongrass to go, because lemongrass will go crazy. So you kind of have to like, pull it in. And a dog for now you have cat and ice. I have both. We have 2 cats running around here and then peppers. So I love them all. And then let's see what else I had. I had a lizard named Pink Floyd. We thought it was a boy at first, and we named him Floyd. And then we found out it was a girl, and so we named it Pink Floyd. Because then it was like, you know, Pink sounds like a girl's name. And then, Pink Floyd. Anyway, yeah, I didn't even want it. It was fun. It was a fun lizard. Then we had another lizard here named Copper. It was like a brown lizard. God, I can't remember which kind it was. Bearded dragon. There it was. I knew it was gonna come up eventually. So it was a bearded dragon. It was a neat little lizard, but you know, the kids don't really want to take care of something like that. It's not a lizard like that. Well, a lizard in general you got to have a kid that's really into taking care of animals, because it's just not something. There are a lot more maintenance, and there's a lot more involvement in it. Yeah, right on. You sounds like you've had some experience. It's just a little different, you know. And then I've had various fish. I love betas. I think they're neat, really neat fish. Man, my friend, when we were kids, this is neat. Usually kids just want to play with the lizard. Exactly. See, I think this goes down. This isn't part of the dress. After I saw that in the magnifying glass, I saw this little wrinkle I've used before. Maybe it is just a bunch of leather, just to look pretty. All that stuff's cleared up. I really think it is. It's just buckles and I don't know, some sort of, maybe it's all to hold all this weight. Homegirl got a gang of crap on her. And that's some sort of bedroll or something. She's definitely an adventurer. 100%. Taking in another dog, oh yeah? Somebody you knows, or just trying to foster dog? Goodness. Oh gosh. It's hilarious. Kids are nuts, man. They do too. They go, I want this, I want that. And then they don't actually want to take care of it. They just want to. Like anytime my kids got fish, my kids didn't want to take care of them fish. I had to take care of the fish. The kids just watch, they'll feed them and watch them. They didn't want to do any of like cleaning out the fish tank or any of the other stuff. Valkyrie is spot on. They just want to play with it. No, you're fine. No worries. You're doing just fine. Yes. Yeah, definitely always the case for animals. Like, kids are definitely entertained at first, and then they're like, oh, work? That happened yesterday gardening too. They're all gung-ho in the beginning. They're like, we're going to go build a garden. And they're having to pick grass out of the tilled soil, and they're like, this sucks. Yeah, it's... We're taking her in my mom's blue healer. Oof. Yeah, they're gonna have they got a lot of energy. Those blue healers are higher energy. Definitely need a lot of attention. And they want to go outside, and they want to goof off, man. They're a lot of fun though. Great work dogs. They want to work. That's what they want to do. Oh yeah, English, that same kind of deal. Yeah, those dogs, they like to work. They want to do stuff. I don't want to just sit around. to make sure they stay active, or they'll tear up stuff sometimes. My beagle was like that, man. If you didn't take that beagle out to do something, he was gonna tear up your shit. Oh yeah, a shepherd border collie. Yeah, that one's gonna be riding high. Zoom, 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 zoom. Holy moly. God, her eyebrows are so weird. I'm trying to get these things painted right since I picked this thing up. Oh, I think I almost got it. I had to work up my courage here today on that one. Oh, that's a lot better. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get this old camera to trigger. Yeah, she's looking a lot better. That one I like better. Okay. Alright, what's all this stuff? So listen. That's all this stuff we got going on in her. Looks like she's got some sort of a choker, maybe. Not exactly sure. Yeah, all energy and anxiety. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And another note on languages. I was an international chef, so I totally can usually kind of get through translations after a while. Once I get a feel for how people talk, I can usually figure out what they're getting at. You have to really, if you want to be a chef internationally, you really have to and deal with international people. Like you're an international chef dealing with international players and international things. You have to be able to try and figure out how to talk to each other. I think, and that's what's so cool about humans that are wanting to communicate with each other, is that they will 100% find a way. It's like a necklace, I guess, maybe. It looks like it's got a couple little things that come down. God, it's hard to tell what that is. Is this some sort of pendant? It looks a lot like those silly ass buckles that are down on her fucking leg. I don't think it is, but it looks like it. I'm gonna come back to that later. We'll deal with that later. Okay. My dog's about to start trying to bark. Come in, I swear to God. Dog's a mess. I heard the first little stirrings. She's so funny. sometimes she'll think she wants in though, and then she just really wants to lay down on the porch. So she makes this. She makes the first sound, and then she won't make the second sound because the first sound is just kind of like this trot on the porch. It's like she's letting you know she's on the porch. Oh, there she goes. Yep. Okay. I'll be back. One more time for the dog. Oh, that dog's crazy. Cats are independent. Yeah. A grumpy roommate is exactly the term I would use to describe my Octavia. She is Siamese, if you please, and she is she's kind of the bit of the grumpy roommate. She's definitely that kind of deal where you're like, oh my goodness, cat, you need to like be a little bit nicer to people. My cat Broccoli is the friendliest cat you'll ever meet. She has no concept of personal space. You're the new person in the house who's going to ask you to pick her up and hold her. That's kind of like Butt Butt. Well, Butt Butt doesn't want you to hold him. Butt Butt wants to like run across the top of you and have you stroke his back. He very rarely wants to be held, but he likes to lay down. Oh man, a Maine Coon. I love Maine Coons. Those cats are amazing. It's one of the cats I always wanted one of those. Butt Butt is like a part Egyptian maw and part something else. Because he's got the maw face markings and all that stuff, but he's also got like a typical house cat kind of build. So it's like, where did you get those weird ass face markings? And the only cats I can find that had those face markings were maws, whatever it is. So really, he's a nutcase. Butt Butt is crazy. And we call him Butt Butt, if that tells you anything about what this cat is like. Cat is more grumpy. He doesn't like to be touched much either. Yeah. Butt Butt likes you to touch him, but he wants to walk across you. He wants to. Yep, they're all pearl. There's some of those cats do look a little bit all pearl. I'm doing good. Stellarbricks, how are you, man? Good to see you again. We're painting a little elf babe. We're still in the opening stages of this. Give those first rounds, we're just going to kind of pick up some highlights, and we'll let this set up a little bit, and then we'll come back and do a little bit more, kind of pick up some more look of leg here. That's enough to make you pucker. I remember these first kind of works are always it's always going to look a little sloppy at first, but once you kind of you put your next layer in, your next layers, it'll look better. All right. Okay. It's just a straight crimson. Let's try this. Let's try to get her highlights. You could do this while you're the dry brushing. I don't want to disturb the ears or anything like that. I really don't want to put any more paint on those flowers until I'm putting their actual color down. Just take this strand and follow it down. It's pretty simple. Yeah. You're not, just make sure you're not putting paint in the valleys. You're just trying to get these top edges. Almost running that brush almost like flat against it. Make sure the paint's pretty even on your brush for this. If you get like a bubble on it, like a bead of paint on there wrong, it can fall back down into that valley and create a problem. I have learned this from experience. That's why a lot of people prefer to have the thinner paints in. They're already super thin. You don't have to worry about, you know, what your texture is on it. But I like them to be thicker because sometimes I like to use the paints in different ways. If it's too thin, there's really no way. It's almost not impossible, but it's almost impossible. It's very difficult to get them to come back to the right color. It looks like we've got this here. So the show's coming soon. Got a show coming up. I keep thinking it's the 19th, and then I keep thinking I'm wrong. So, you know, don't quote me on there. But it's going to be in May, so next month. It's not coming. It's not like right around the corner. It's this next month. So that'll be fun. This will be exciting. I'm trying to get a bunch of pieces together. I think I'm going to sell most of my inventory of stuff I have, and you know, offload whatever else I've got. I can get painted up between now and then, which would be cool. Which is what we're going to do with those dragons. That I'm going to get. I think I'm going to do a couple of those dragons and paint them up and sell a few of them. You know, start out with the show. You only have like 5 colors of them. I like these kind of shows. It's like a collectibles and crafts swap meet kind of show. It's the perfect place to sell stuff like this. There'll be a lot of people who like fantasy art there and people who play games. It'll be fun. I'll be in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Which, if you're not familiar with Oklahoma, Shawnee's a smaller town. It's out kind of. Well, I shouldn't say smaller anymore. Shoot, it's bigger. It used to be when I was younger, Shawnee was a lot smaller than it is now. It has gotten a lot bigger. When I was a kid, it was just there was an old Catholic college out there, so it's like a college town. But shoot, now they got a big old hospital out there and everything. So I mean, it's up and coming. It's good. It's much bigger than it was. It's bigger than where I live. Choctaw's a little town compared, for sure. But yeah, it'll be neat. Lots of people go in and out of Choctaw, and there's lots of events in Choctaw for that area of the county. So there'll be people there, and that's what I'm trying to get. Is people. Okay. Well, I haven't actually seen it yet, so I don't know that I will. Yeah, sometimes these live action movies are fun, and sometimes they're not. It really kind of depends on a lot of things. You know, I don't. The clips I've seen, they don't look like that's awful. The dwarves look a little weird. You know, they look a little strange. But you know, she can sing. I mean, the girl can sing, so that's cool. Yeah, I get why people are weirded out by the casting choice. No, I haven't looked at the rating. Yeah, I'm not a big on the live action remake stuff. Like, um, yeah, there's something about, as an artist, there's something about the animated genre that once it's animated, it's kind of like, it's weird to kind of turn to live action. 1.5. Yikes. Yikes. Is that the critic rating, or is that audience ratings? Because those can come sometimes get a little different. Because if that's the audience rating, that's brutal. I just, you know, there's just some, I don't know, Snow White's one of those weird properties that you got to be super careful with what you do, because it's a very set story, and if you mess with it too much, you can make people not like it. But from what I heard, there were whole parts of the movie that got scrapped, and I've not heard that things had gone well for the film. Yeah, it's really, you've got to be careful with how you change an older story. You can do some stuff, but you gotta be careful, especially something that's so beloved. You know, things like, you don't mess around too much with Beauty and the Beast. You don't mess around too much with, if you're gonna do Peter Pan, you better not mess around with that too much. If you're gonna do just some of these really classic stories, Treasure Island, you can't mess around with Treasure Island too much. I mean, even when they did the Muppets Pirate Treasure Island thing, they stick kind of close to the deal. Yeah. So Maleficent, again, that's kind of different, because you're kind of doing something that's a little sidestep, and so it kind of works. And like the Wicked stuff works because it's not really, you're just talking about these little theoretical things out there. You know what I mean? You're not messing with what people grew up with, or what their expectation is of the situation. Like, you start messing with people's expectations and memories, and especially like childhood kind of memories that they cherish and stuff. They're not gonna. People don't like that, and so you're gonna get some pretty negative reactions. And This is a raw umber I'm using. It's a pretty thin wash. Actually, I don't think that is the umber. I think that's sienna. It is. It's just a little sienna. Nope. It's umber. It's burnt umber. That's sienna. I don't have any raw umber out here. Any of this. Looks good. Kind of like it. Almost forgot what I put down on this dang palette. Sometimes companies forget their yes. Sometimes companies forget they're entertaining folks, and sometimes they forget like that people don't want the same thing all the time. Always wanted a live remake of Atlantis. No, yeah, I'd be careful with that. Well, in Treasure Planet, it's Treasure Island. Like it's literally Treasure Island. It's just told in a different way. That's where you can get away with it, right? Because Treasure Planet, it follows the kind of the same stuff as Treasure Island, but it has its changes and its little weaves and moves, you know. And you can get away with it because you took it out of its normal thing and you put it in a different realm and called it a different deal and Yeah, Star Wars is rough. They had some moments where they were looking really good and had some good ideas and some good concepts, some great costume designs, and the acting isn't the worst. It's not like everybody is super wooden or anything like that. But there's just some choices that they made that just you just look at it and go, why did we do that? Yeah, no, and I think that they made a mistake in the beginning. They killed or in the second movie where they killed what was that, Snoke? They killed that guy too fast. We needed more of that, and like he should have ended up being the main bad guy, but they just kind of botched it. They didn't make him as menacing or something like that. I don't know. I don't understand why. I don't understand why they did it that way. It didn't make any sense to me then, and it still doesn't make any sense to me now. So I can't imagine why you do it like that. But people, I don't know, they make strange choices. Hollywood decides that this is what they think people want, and then right. I mean, unless you wanted to show that as being something that happened normally, that people got, that where people were able to survive lightsaber wounds. I mean, hell, Anakin had his arms and legs cut off, but like getting stabbed through your internal organs, that can't I mean, come on now. You know, had they got them like right up here where it's like, okay, well, it actually missed their organs or whatever, bullshit. Or that works, but you know, if it's not, it's bullshit, and it reeks of it, and people aren't stupid, and I think that's what a lot of folks ended up not liking about those Star Wars movies is that sometimes the way they organized things, it flipped around too much, and it didn't hold up. Like it just didn't hold up compared to the rest of the universe. And that gets really difficult to do in general, is to hold up the universe, you know. You look at something like well, what's another one that gets weird? Oh, like or one that did well was Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica did well for a lot of it was really good. I kind of lost interest when they started making like everybody a Cylon, but for a while they had a lot of really great things going on there because they were keeping true to the idea of what they were doing, and they were keeping the old lore kind of intact, like it wasn't gone. Yeah, they just kind of gone off the deep end a little bit, which that happens. They did that. This isn't the first time it's happened at Disney. It happened in the 90s just prior to, or just after the breakdown of all the major animators when they all quit when they were trying to make everything super reliant on computers, and before the Pixar stuff started. They went through a couple of years where Disney was just kind of off their rocker. They were producing a bunch of these little just cheap junk, like straight to video. It was trash. I mean, it was absolute garbage, to be honest. It was absolute garbage. They were producing tons of it. And the animation wasn't looking very good. And then I don't know, they figured out how to get out of there. Pixar came about, is what happened. Pixar came and righted the ship. And then they were doing some cool stuff after that, and now, we're back to doing this weird stuff. Like, they're doing a live action Mulan next, from what I hear. I'm like, that's weird. Why are we doing that? We just got Mulan. We just got Mulan 2. Why do we need a live action Mulan now? Or not Mulan, but Moana. Not Mulan. Moana. Peak Star Wars, the little cutscenes and cinematics from the Old Republic games are incredible. That's funny. I don't know, the Clone Wars cartoon series was pretty good. And there's parts of the prequels that are a lot of fun. What? I'm sure you can cast anybody into anything. You can really try it hard enough. It doesn't mean it's gonna sell. And that's part of where it got I kind of got. So, like, in the Disney Star Wars ones, then there was this great opportunity for this character, right? They actually had this chance for this guy to somehow, maybe he does become a Jedi too. Maybe they both become Jedis, and then they have to save each other. The other one has to save the other one from going to the dark side and getting, lured over by Kylo Ren and the other one. Yeah. And then together they convince Kylo Ren to come onto their team or whatever. They had this great opportunity to really make a great character there, and then it's like, by the last movie, it's like it fell flat, and it was like, man, what are we doing? You had a great opportunity for the character, and there's so many great other stories that you could tell, for every kind of culture on the planet that are their stories. Use their stories and tell their stories. Just tell their stories. Stop trying to shoehorn people into other people's stories. It's so much wasted potential. He was a great character. He was a good character. Great actor. The actor's good. Flynn, maybe. I don't know. People seem to like him. In the first one, people kind of liked him. So obviously it wasn't, the Stormtrooper dude. Yeah, it was a fun character. It was cool. It was great. He was, you could identify with Flynn. You could identify with him, and he was the one to really help you take a lot of other people through the journey into being a Jedi or Star Wars and whatever, because he was super identifiable. Rey is just like, mega awesome lady. You know, everything she touched, she was just an awesome lady, which is cool. But it's also fun to have that other person. You know, kind of like that Han Solo-esque kind of person. Too lazy to make new good stories. Yeah, there's some there's some hit or miss. They did really good with. I'll tell you what, those new Into the Spider-Verse movies were really good. Even though that's not really new stories, those were comics already. But at least they were. At least that was fun for them to take a shot at it. I guess it's hard, you know. It's like it's hard to find a new idea, and then it's even harder to get people to back it financially because people want like. Yeah, I don't think they will. Not after Acolyte. Was it Acolyte? Yeah, Acolyte just bombed. It was, and another one of those was just wasted potential. You had a really good idea, really good chance, really good actor. You had some decent actors in there, and then the story was just terrible. It was just terrible. It wasn't good. It felt rushed. Like we're clipping through it so fast that you can't even tell where you are half the time in that show. You're like, what? It's like you spend the whole time doing that. You know, and you're like, man, what are we trying to do with this story? What's the objective of the story? And then you find out it's just gobbledygook. There's no real. They're not really trying to say anything that hasn't been said a million times. And maybe that's it. Maybe we're just in a place culturally where we just don't have anything to say right now that hasn't been said. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, the new Daredevil stuff looks pretty good. But again, we're just regurgitating comics. We're not, you know, like Valkyrie said, we're not coming up with new stuff. It's just more lazy writing, copying off of somebody else's book. Just to kind of darken up that sword case just a touch before finish it off. Yeah, the new part. I've seen the old one. Still trying to get this hair to let us see all the crevices. Again, with the Elzarian Crimson, really just, again, focusing on the pits and valleys here. I'll leave that part alone. Braid. Gotta make a decision on that thing in there. Come on, make it look like a necklace or something. It would be fun if they made new movies and animations from other cultures and mythologies. Right. Like, I want to see more about like the stories that they tell you, you know, out on the plains in Africa. They got, you know, those tribes are going to have some crazy stories, some sort of wildness, you know. Heck, there's a lot of Russia's got some neat stories. There's some Polish stories that are really cool. There's all the different Asian cultures. There's a ton of different. different types of stories from different Asian cultures. They're different. You know, and then you get to like Aboriginal stuff. The Aboriginal stuff in Australia is really strange. Because it's really old, so it has this, because they didn't change it like a lot of other cultures. The stories have been refined over time. A lot of the Aboriginal stuff is still all spoken word, so it's the way it was. It's the way the way it's been told for a long time. I'm gonna put this raw number underneath here to kind of hide the fact that they did not hollow out her skirt. Just trying to get shadow in there. I don't really want to use a black because unless I have to, so we just can't darken it up enough to where you can't tell. Yeah, and that's definitely Netflix for you, man. They're so weird what they throw their money on and what they don't make any sense to me. But then again, I don't really watch a lot of TV and movies, honestly. Usually if we're watching stuff, it's YouTube. We watch a lot of that. We watch a lot of different educational things and other hobbyists. I watch a lot of hobbyists. Let's see. We watch movies occasionally. The kids watch that a lot more than I do. I'm usually too busy. Unless they find like a good old goof movie and I'm tired and they can get me to sit down. And like last night, they found Starship Troopers again, which is a fun one. My youngest kid, he hadn't seen it yet, and so the other kids were like, "Oh my god, we're gonna watch this." Two older boys, and I was like, "Yeah, you gotta watch that." Starship Troopers is cool. The original. It gets a little weird after that, It'll always kind of have a soft spot in my heart because I got to cook for Casper Van Dien, and a movie he was in. It was a Russian movie that they filmed in Oklahoma. It's really weird. Yeah, don't watch those anymore. Just play games. Yeah, and that's another thing is like a lot of the video game storytelling is just so bad. It's so much better. It's easier to. It's easier to just develop a game. It's almost like there's less money involved. There's less crap and politics and because like games are things that like if you're not into that kind of game, you don't even buy it. But like TV shows, everybody flips through TV shows, so like everybody has access to it, and you're not like buying specific TV shows. It's just there. But like with a game, you have to buy it. If you're not into dark, morbid, crazy stuff, you're not gonna buy a dark, morbid, crazy, horror game. You're just not gonna do it. But like you could be flipping through the channels and accidentally stumble across that if you have cable. It's really weird. I would love for The Witcher to get picked up by the people who did Castlevania, do an animated version. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. The animated Castlevania was fun. It was neat. But who knows? I mean, I don't know. Holy moly, we were all the way there. Look at that. Hey, look at that. You guys kept me chit chat. I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really do. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see. Good to see everybody. We had, let's see, Valkyrie was in, and then Bricks was in. God, what was it? It's I can't remember all the name of that one. I try to remember people's names that chat on that entered the chat, and I just passed it again. Stellar Bricks. That's right. I know it's Bricks. Something Bricks. Anyway, really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Let's go ahead and get this stuff closed down. I don't know what just happened over there on my chat, but it all went gray. One of those things I'm proud of making my dad watch Castlevania. He's almost 68. Yeah. All right. He actually probably dug it. You know, you'd be surprised at how many of us remember like the anime from the old days. So I'm getting up there myself. Not quite 60, but not. You know, he's only. Let's see. I don't want to think about that. He's not that much older than me than I would want him to be, and it's kind of hurting my feelings a little bit. Only 14 or 15 years, depending on when he's born. Yikes! I'm getting old, guys. But that's yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. That's cool. Sweet. Yeah. That's a good one to kind of get people in. It's a sneaky anime to get people kind of started on it because it's fun and it's exciting and it's mysterious. You know what I mean? So it's got all that stuff that kind of like pulls you in. So that's a good one. That's good one. Back in my day, we all got hooked on Macross and God. Then they turned that. What is it? They turned that into Robotech. First it was Macross, and then they turned it into Robotech, or maybe it was the other way around. Anyway, that's what we got hooked on. It came over here, and it was like the only place you could see it originally in Oklahoma was at like conventions. They first started doing conventions and stuff. And so like we would go and watch it at a convention and then try and buy the bootlegs there because some people would have like bootlegs and stuff. And then the store started. Once the Blockbusters started getting big and that happened, then you could find like anime to rent, and then you could start buying it. And then Best Buy came around, and all of a sudden you could buy anything you want. You get any anime you wanted in the States. It was cool. Just had to order it. But yeah. I'm an anime fan from way back. So I love good anime. Anyway, thank you much. That was awesome. Thank you, Valkyrie. Appreciate you coming by. Always thank you to you, Sir McBeardsly. You're my good friend. Appreciate you very much. I gotta go. Golly, I got a bunch of plants I gotta go take care of now. It's cool, but we gotta move. I gotta move my marigolds, my sweet Elysiums, up towards the garden to get they're companion plants, so they lure in a type of wasp that kills off the things that eat squash bugs, or that make the larvae from squash bugs. They eat them, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I appreciate all of you that come by and watch my videos, whether it's the live videos or just the shorts or both. I saw the analytics. It's some of y'all are both, which is super awesome. Yeah, go out there, be good to somebody. Be good to yourself. Be good to somebody else. We're going to catch you later. Have a good one.